Disculpen la tardanza un poquito, pero aquí estamos en la clase. Bienvenidos. ¿Cómo están todos? Hola. Tardanza un poquito, pero aquí estamos en la clase. Ok. Entonces, vamos a empezar por aquí. Ok, entonces mi nombre es Joana López, yo soy la fundadora y dueña de Maranatha Education Center. Estamos aquí en una clase de inglés para el entorno laboral. Estas clases son gratis y nos reunimos cada semana para poder hablar de cómo mejorar tus habilidades de comunicación en el entorno laboral. Primero que todo, quiero darle muchas gracias al Consulado de Colombia en Washington, D.C., a la cónsul Erika Salamanca y a Colombia nos une por la oportunidad de estar aquí con ustedes, de poder darles toda esta información que yo sé que es una información muy valiosa. Mucho de lo que yo les enseño a veces no lo enseñan en la universidad, sino que uno aprende esas cosas en el trabajo. Entonces, el tema de hoy está bien interesante. Se llama Cómo organizarse en el trabajo para ser más productivo. Entonces, estas son algunas cosas que yo he aprendido en el trabajo por medio de entrenamientos o de ver a otros compañeros hacerlo. Entonces, espero de que les sirva a ustedes. Es muy, muy bueno lo que les voy a enseñar hoy. Y bueno, entonces acuérdense que estas clases quedan totalmente grabadas aquí en el Facebook. Si quieren, también pueden ir a mi página que es Maranatha Education Center y ahí cuando yo comparta esta clase directamente de Colombia nos une, voy a poner la presentación también. Entonces pueden verla, pueden usar la información que está aquí también, ¿ok? Entonces, vamos a empezar con un repaso corto de la semana pasada y después vamos al tema de hoy. Entonces, last week, we were talking about a business meeting, and here are some tips. When you're in a business meeting, remember to always be on time. And being on time in the United States means being there 5 minutes or 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes before the actual time. Why? Because when you get there, you want to be able to talk to others or mingle with others before the meeting. That's when you can say hello and maybe drink some water, some coffee, whatever you need. But at the time that the meeting starts, that's when everyone should be sitting down and ready to participate. In participating, you should be prepared with ideas. Take your own notes. Sit appropriately. Do not interrupt while others are talking. And always remember to speak up and clearly. That looks very professional. Ask questions during the time the topic is being discussed. So as you know, they're going through the agenda, you should bring up any questions or comments during that time. Because usually whenever they're done with a topic, they say, does anybody else have any comments, or we're going to move on to the next topic. So you should always try to say your questions or comments right then and there. Do not have your phone out. That is rude. Try to put it on silent and put it away, not on the table. Put it away in your bag or leave it at your desk if you're in a conference room. Mingle with others before or after the meeting. I already said that. That's like talking or saying hello to someone. Be mindful of timing when speaking. You should be very precise, like 2 minutes to 3 minutes whenever you're going to share your ideas. And how can you make sure that it's 2 minutes? Well, you come prepared. You try to make your notes very concise, very precise, so that it doesn't take too long. Again, this class was from last week. This is just a quick review. You can watch the other lesson there. Let's move on to the topic of today. So, how do you stay organized at work? Well, whenever we think of this question, maybe you have a to-do list, maybe you have a work calendar and you have a personal calendar, maybe you have a little notebook where you write down things that you need to do. I don't know, how do you stay organized? Put it in the comments and let me know how you stay organized today, as of now, before I give you this class, and we're going to compare that at the end of the class. So in the comments, write down, how do you stay organized? Okay. Now, here are some tips to be organized at work. First, we're going to be looking at how to create personal and professional short-term goals and long-term goals. So we're going to be looking at both of those. I'm going to be showing you how to plan your week the week before. We're also going to be talking about prioritizing a to-do list. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like. And finally, how to use your calendar so that you can be very productive, so you can have wonderful results, and so that you can have a better balance between your work and life. Okay, so let's move on here. So first, what are long-term goals? These are goals that you can accomplish within 5 to 10 years. You need more. This is more like a solid plan, something big that you have in 5 to 10 years. So this is an exercise that you should do from time to time to see what you want to do. So for instance, or for example, maybe you want to become a professional translator. Maybe you want to get a work visa if you're here in the United States and you're in a student visa, right? Maybe you want to get a bachelor's degree, which is in the United States, it takes 4, sometimes 5 years, depending on the career. But it's usually 4 years here in the United States. So, so those are the long-term goals. So we should always maybe start with something big, like what do you want to do? So go ahead and write that in the comments too. What are your long-term goals? What do you wish to do in 5 years? What do you wish to accomplish in 10 years? Tell me about it in the chat so I can see. Hello, Rafael. Hello, Andy. Hi, Daniel. Thank you. You use notes, list of tasks, and planning projects in little goals. That's good. We're going to be talking about taking big goals and making it, breaking it down into small goals. Andy, you always use an agenda and you distribute your day with different activities. Very good. So tell me, what are some of your long-term goals? What do you wish to accomplish in 5 years, in 10 years? Do you want to maybe open up your own business? Do you want to maybe retire? I don't know. What do you want to do? Okay, so let me know in the chat. Okay, so we're gonna move on. So we're going to move on with this example. Become a professional translator. Let's say that that's our big goal. Okay, so you take each of your big goals and you actually break it down into short-term goals. So these are things that you can get done in 1 to 2 years. So for instance, my goal is to become a professional translator, right? That's like the big one. What can I do within this year or two to make sure that I get there? So number one, I need to improve my communication skills and grammar. Maybe I need to get a certification. You do actually for if you want medical interpreting or if you want to work in the law system, you actually need one. You also, hi Sergio, you also need maybe you can start volunteering to get some experience. You can do some informational interviews. You can do some job shadowing. I already taught you a little bit about that in another lesson, right? So now you have these goals, okay? These are like short-term goals for the big goal, which is become a professional translator. So after I do that exercise, I actually move on to So here, well, actually, these are other examples that I have here. So for example, I have two examples here. I have life goals and I have work goals. Life goals are related to your well-being and work goals are related to your profession or business. So life goal number one, who doesn't need to lose 20 pounds? Probably everybody, right? So maybe this is one of your personal goals, your life goals. So you can write here, I need to, in order to accomplish that big goal, or well, that small, that short-term goal, I need to, one, exercise 20 minutes daily. Maybe I can take the stairs and maybe I can prep my meals, right? Now, for work goals, these are related to your profession or business. Here's one example. I need to increase clients. So maybe in order to get that, this is a short-term goal. I can make 10 calls on a daily basis. I can post an ad on Mondays, and maybe I can create new products, right? Okay. So now these are just more examples, so I can give you more time to tell me what are some of your long-term goals. So now I'm going to look at one of your goals. Hopefully you can give me a life goal and a work goal so we can work together on that. So Andy, let's see here. I'm going to read your comments. So Andy says, in 5 years, I should be a finance advisor and a permanent resident in Canada. In 10 years, I should have financial freedom with the rents, with the income that comes from renting my houses. Okay, awesome. So let's look at becoming a financial advisor. So let's say that this is your work goal, right? So becoming a financial advisor. Okay, so this is for Andy, but if you guys want me to give you some feedback, maybe you can add some of your life goals or maybe another work goal. Okay, so Andy wants to become a financial advisor. What are some of the steps she can take to be able to come to reach that goal, to accomplish that goal? So one of the things could be maybe she can study, right? So study by completing a certificate. What else? Study, maybe take a course, or maybe get a degree if you want to do that, like an associate's degree, which only takes 2 years. Okay. Maybe you can also get a job in the field, right? Maybe you can get a job in the field. So perhaps you're not a financial advisor yet, but you can work in a financial institution where you can see, where you can learn the skills needed to become a financial advisor. So get a job in the field. This can be an idea, get a job or volunteer experience, right? So here it is. Okay, awesome. And here you can add another one, or you can leave it as 2. Let's see if we have another example. Rafael, 10 years is very long time. 5 years is better. Definitely, you can do that. Some goals might take a little longer than 5 years, so it's up to you. Okay, so let me know if you have any other goals that we can look at. So now, what do you do with these small steps, or what do you do with these small or short-term goals to help you get to that, to become an advisor? Well, you can actually put that in your calendar. Okay, and this is a screenshot. I actually took a screenshot of the Google Calendar, and I actually personally I write my goals in my calendar, even my long-term goals or my short-term goals, and I add them here. So maybe you can add 3. So this appears every week, so that I'm always looking at my goals and I don't lose vision of what I want to do. This is a daily reminder of what I want to do. For example, I want to lose those 20 pounds. So every day I see it, right? I see that I need to exercise, maybe take, do a 30-minute workout. Maybe another idea can be to park far, or maybe take the stairs instead of the elevator, right? So every week, even though maybe I don't do it every day, or maybe this week was too busy, but next week is going to be there. It's going to always be there, reminding you. Maybe another life goal is for you to maybe get closer to God. So you can do a devotional, you can read scripture, worship, and pray. So this is every day. Every day is going to be there. And here's another example of a life goal. You want to spend more quality time with your friends and family. So some of the things that I added here was calling a friend once a week, and maybe doing something fun. It's really important to have a good life and work balance. And this is one way of you always getting those reminders in your calendar, okay? And I'll show you how to do this in a minute. Work goal number one, you put them here too. Maybe you want to increase clients, right? You already have a business. Maybe you can make 10 calls daily. You can post on Mondays and so on, okay? Now, as you can see here, I color coded some of the stuff. I actually put the life related stuff in green, and all the work related stuff in this light blue, baby blue, okay? And anything else that stands out, like meetings, I put it in a darker blue, okay? And as you can see here in my mornings, I could try to wake up at 6 a.m. and do my devotional, and maybe do my workout, and then do a meal prep for the day and get ready. This is my ideal. This is my goal. Maybe this week I was too busy, but it doesn't matter. Next week I can try. So I'm always trying to get to that goal, and taking these little steps, it's what's going to help you get to that big goal that we talked about, okay? So that's just to show you how important it is to add your goals to your calendar, okay? Now, the next thing, and I think some of you made some comments that you do a to-do list, right? You put them in your notebook maybe, or you write it down somewhere in your computer, right? Now here is something that I learned a long time ago, and I actually do these. You can do it on paper, but now I like to do it on the computer. It's called a prioritized to-do list, okay? So the first thing you do is list everything you need to do for next week, everything, okay? Then give each item a number based on priority. So this could be, all the number ones are going to be really important. So number one. And then you give each item, you give also a letter, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to actually show you so you can see it. And again, this lesson is going to be recorded. You can go to my Facebook page, which is Maranatha Education Center, and you can look at this example yourself. So you can actually, maybe make a copy of it and use it. Okay, so here's the example. Okay, so step number one, as I told you, list everything you need to do. Just write it down, okay? And this is a real example for me. That week, I had to plan a teacher meeting. I had to create class links. I had to buy books, order t-shirts. I had to do so many things for that week. I was overwhelmed. So what I did, I wrote everything down, and then I started giving numbers. So I knew that it was really important for me to plan the teacher meeting. I knew that it was really important to create my class links and so on. And then I knew that maybe I can work on these if I have more time, or after I do these other things. Like, for example, categorize expenses on QuickBooks. I knew it was important, but it could wait a little bit, right? And finally, number three is anything that you can do maybe next week, but you just want it there, right? So the first step is after you you put the numbers, you actually sort it. So right now it's all messy, right? So you actually sort it or organize it, A through C. And now you have the things that are really important, the things that are somewhat important, and then the things that can wait a little. They're all important. I don't want to say they're not important. They're all important, but they can wait a little bit. So after I do that, I actually alphabetize by priority. So within this section, which I'm gonna color here, this is things that I really need to get done next week. I actually think of what needs to get done like immediately, almost, right? First thing on Monday morning, I need to work on creating class links. Then next, I need to create WhatsApp groups. And then I need to plan teacher meetings. So A, B, C. And I do the same thing for category 2, and then the same thing for category 3. So after I do that, I go to the next step, which is sort by letters. So I'm going to sort this column here, A through C. And then I'm going to sort by numbers again, A through C. And now I have this beautiful, what do you call, like to-do list that is organized by priority. So I know that first thing on Monday, I need to work on creating class links. I need to do all of this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add it to my calendar, perhaps for Monday. Okay, so maybe I can do on Monday, I'm going to work on these 4 things. Okay, so I'm going to copy them and I'm going to go to my calendar and I'm going to add them here. So you create an event and you actually add it to the title. Okay, add it to the title and then break it down by letters. So A, create class links, B, create WhatsApp groups, and so on. And then save it. So now in your calendar, you know that on Monday from 12 to 3 p.m., you're going to work on these things. Okay. And then let's say that maybe on Tuesday, you can work on this. Decide if I'm teaching for this ABC contract. I can do those 2 things on Tuesday. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to create an event for Tuesday. And I'm going to give it, the title is going to be the things that you need to do. So I'm going to paste it. And now I'm going to go back and actually put letters. So A, decide if I'm teaching for the ABC contracts. That's something that I had to do. And then B, I have to do that. So I'm going to put it in a different color so I know it pops up. And I'm actually going to extend the time because this might take me a good 3 hours and a half, right? So I'm going to save that. And now look at that. My calendar it looks very busy, but it's really organized. It's really focused, okay? So I know that on Monday I can do these and Tuesday I can do that. Okay, my recommendation is that you take a screenshot of these and maybe you can print it out. And then when you have it printed, you can actually cross out the things that you did. So let's say, I'm going to show you here. Okay, here's the example. So let's say I did that. I created my class link. So I'm going to cross it out. Okay, and then I worked on B, create WhatsApp groups. I did that. And by the way, I made 10 phone calls and then I put something on social media, right? I already did that because this was part of my goal, number 1. So I cross out anything that I did. And then what happens if you don't complete everything? What happens? It's okay. It's not a big deal. All you have to do is maybe do it on Tuesday or maybe at the end of the week when you plan for next week, you can see that, oh, I was able to do A, B, and C, but I didn't have time for D. So now D is going to become number 1 next week, okay? And that's going to help you stay really organized, okay? Another thing that I like to do here actually is add one line for notes. So one space, one long line here. So in this space, you can write down anything that comes up during the week. Let's say that you are in a meeting and somebody tells you, Andy, can you please bring copies of the report for next week? And you're going to be like, yes, sure, of course. Write it down in the notes so that you don't forget. This is going to be everything that you need to do is going to be here. It's going to be compact. And you're not going to forget, okay? Because we know it's easy to forget things. And this is how you add a note, okay? So these are called title spaces, okay? So maybe I can add another one here. And this is going to be called notes, okay? Notes or things that I need to follow up on or reminders. Maybe I can call it reminders. Maybe that's reminders for next week, okay? You can call it reminders or reminders for next week. Now I'm actually going to put that the whole week so I can have a long line, and I'm going to change the dates. I'm going to put May 31st through the 5th. Okay, and I'm going to change the color. Let's say that for follow-up things, I'm going to give it a different color than be yellow. You can put it any color you want, and I'm going to save it. Okay, you can move these around very easily. You can put it here. So now it's you can have you have all that line for taking notes. Okay, so something comes up, you can write it, you can print it out and write it on paper, or if you want to use it online, you can just click here, edit, and then maybe bring report to next team meeting. Perfect. Now it's there, and whenever I'm doing my next, planning my next week, I already have it here, and I can actually add it to my my work, to-do list. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So I was going to tell you something here. Okay. Another thing that you can do is, I actually added the class. So inglés para el entorno laboral, you can add that there so you can get a reminder of taking this class or any other class that you're taking. And of course, you have the space here at night. So maybe you want to plan like making dinner. So you can add dinner, okay? Dinner with... friends. I don't know. That's the day that you're going to have your dinner with friends, right? You can do that every week. And that can be, obviously, you can plan for it every week, but maybe it doesn't happen. So you write it down like that. And then you write that it repeats. So you go to more options and you add it repeats weekly on Mondays. So you don't have to do this every week. It's going to be there. So I'm going to add it here, save, and you can easily move it around. Since it's personal, I'm going to change the color to green because all the things I'm doing, personal things, I'm putting it in green, all events. Okay. So now dinner with friends is there. Now, I'm going to show you Saturday. Okay, so Saturday, you can also plan things that you want to do. So one of the things that life goals that I wanted to do was have more quality time. And one of the things I said was to do something fun and to call a friend. Okay, so I schedule myself to call a friend on this day or whenever so that it's always there. Because sometimes we're so busy that we forget to touch base with other people, with family, with friends, and that is the most important thing in life, having those friends, that family, and taking care of them, right? And taking care of them could be making a phone call, just saying hello, how are you, right? Especially after the pandemic and all of that. This is something that it's really important for you to spend that quality time with your friends and with your family. Okay, so that was that. Let me see if you guys have any questions so far. Hello, Marga. Okay, so that's it for the calendar, for the to-do list. Okay, and here is the quote that I have for today. All things should be done decently and in order. When you take the time to plan your week, okay, so let's say that on Fridays, you do your weekly reflection and planning for next week, and you actually take the time to spend that time with yourself. You can do it as part of your work. This is part of your work. This is going to make you more productive. This is going to get results, and it's a good thing to do. It gives you those reminders, and I hope this is easy enough for you guys to pick up on, and do it in with your Google calendars, maybe your Microsoft your Outlook calendars, or any kind of calendars. Actually, Outlook is easier to use to do this. But yeah, here the only difference here is that you actually have to write the list in the title. Everything needs to be in the title, and with Outlook you can actually have it in the body. So I've done it with Outlook. I've done it with Google Calendar, and it's been like a huge change for me, and it's helped me a lot. So I hope this helped you guys too. And let me know if you have any questions. Again, you can contact me. This is my WhatsApp number. You can also go to my page, where I'm going to post this video with the presentation. And yeah, and obviously this is going to stay in Colombia Nos Une. And remember to always, there's tons of classes that they offer here, so make sure you look around and see the other classes that they have available. Thank you again, and I hope to see you next week for our next class. And thank you so much, and have a great night. Bye-bye.